Well, I was requesting that Clare County Council would liaise with the National Transport Authority with a view to installing bus stops around the Cratloe area. And I suppose we had a lot of bus stops in the parish, the history of going back behind it, and a lot of them disappeared over time. They were never replaced. Now, I don't know whether they were rusted and broken, or whether they were actually taken away. But they were never actually replaced. And I suppose the motion, really, the essence of it is to see could we get them replaced in the areas that they were in before, because as I stated at the meeting today, there is a lot of changeover in bus drivers, and they don't know exactly where the bus stops are. And it's an interest of safety as well, because if a child is supposed to be let off at Portdrine, and that child is left off at Setrights Cross, we'll say, well, then they have to walk back down the main road to Gallows to get back home again. So I suppose that was the essence behind it.
Yeah, I suppose without the indication of a bus stop pole as well, it's kind of just someone's standing on the road as well, and it kind of presents a hazard that way as well.
Yeah, well, I'll just give a small bit of history with your listeners there. At Setrights Cross, there's a bus stop at the right-hand side and the left-hand side, going to Limerick, going to Shannon. There's a stop there, but there's no shelter. We were promised the shelter going back 4 or 5 years ago. They put one in at the Radisson Hotel at both sides. They put one at the 2 Mile Inn at the nursing home at both sides. And then the TII got involved and wouldn't allow the one to go at Setrights. The bus still stops there, but we're not allowed to have a bus shelter. We were promised the shelter with lights and timetables, and we got nothing. And it was the TII again that refused it, because they're saying, in the interest of safety, that you won't be able to see signage and everything else. But I'd be saying to them, in the interest of safety of the children and everything else, we want them in off the road, in a bus stop, with a bus shelter, keep them dry going to school, whether it is Limerick they're going, or whether it is Shannon they're going in the morning, and again coming home in the evening.
Yeah, and as you said, it's a particularly, there's a lot of traffic for people using the bus stop, I suppose, considering it's on that main artery to and from Limerick.
Yeah, and the other point that I made today at the meeting as well was that since the leave card has been used now for all school-going children, the bus ticket is gone, as you know. So all these bus stops now, there's children waiting there every morning. There's an official bus stop at Cratloe Cross. Now that's fine. There's a pedestrian crossing at Cratloe Cross. There's traffic lights at Cratloe Cross, and the bus is supposed to stop there to collect your children. But again, there's no indication of a bus stop. At Ballymorris Hill, people will know it coming and going through Cratloe there. Just before you come to Setrights, just between Dirtinelli's and Setrights on the main road, there was always a bus stop there at Ballymorris Hill at both sides of the road. Some bus drivers will stop there and recognise it, and others won't, but there is no actual stop sign on the road. So there are little things like that we try to come together and try to get them put back into place where they always have been.
Yeah, and that Ballymorris Hill one in particular is an ongoing one that calls have been made for that one to be reinstated for quite a while now.
There has been, and as I said, like the bottom of Ballymorris Hill, Portdrine is like the TII in their wisdom will not allow a bus stop put on the main road, but still they put in steps and things up onto the walkovers, onto the flyovers for people to walk over and back across the road. So what good is having a walkover that costs hundreds of thousands to put in place over the dual carriageway if the bus isn't going to stop there to let people off? If people have to walk back to dual carriageway for maybe a mile or a half a mile to get onto the walkover when the bus should be stopping there, that's when it always stops. That's the reason that these walkovers were put there in the first place.
And just in terms of the reply to the motion from Shannon MD in terms of including a programme for work such as this in future consideration for capital programmes, would you like to see perhaps a greater commitment to the installation of these bus stops?
I probably would, yes, because like the Road Design Office now we're going to talk to the National Transport Authority, and at today's meeting we requested that they would come in before us maybe at our next municipal district meeting, because a lot of these bus stops have been put in place solely because the children go to secondary schools without any consultation with anybody. Only it could be handy to put a bus there. There's a lot of children congregating in that area, and we were saying today at the meeting that if they came in front of an MD meeting, listen to the councillors, listen to the people that's working on the ground every day with the general public, and we could tell them whether it would work there or not, or maybe it should be moved back 100 yards or up 100 yards, because there is bus stops, believe it or not, and between Bunratty, Cratloe and 6 Mile Bridge. They're on Binns roads, they're outside people's front doors. It's like if there was just no real plan put in place. Only, for instance, at 6 Mile Bridge, if there was a funeral on or a mass on or whatever on, where the bus stops are, the bus wouldn't be able to get as far as the bus stop. So there's a lot of issues on the ground since the leave cards came in with the children going to school, but there are issues that could be solved simple enough if they came in and sat down with us and listened to our concerns and maybe put the bus stops back in places where they used to work before.